What do you have on your side, Simphiwe? We understand that there are still some areas where looting continues this morning.
I can hear you very well, Simphiwe. I'm saying that indeed, we're reporting live from Merebank earlier on this morning, where hundreds of people had gathered to continue with looting. But also, Simphiwe, what is important to note is that yesterday the Minister of Police, Minister Begicele, was here to basically try and quell tensions which were seemingly, starting to emerge between the Indian community as well as Africans in this particular area where we are reporting live from. I'm going to step out of the shot just to give you an idea of how the situation is looking like. The vehicles that you see on your visuals, Simphiwe, are all lining up basically to go and fill up at that filling station, about a kilometer away from the actual filling station. Some of them arrived very early this morning. They're still queuing up, they're still waiting. The issue of fuel in the province of KwaZulu-Natal is really now beginning to be a serious problem. But I'm going to ask my colleague Nathi Mzimela to give you a sense of what is happening on the other side of the road. On my left-hand side, you see the community members, barricading the entrance to their respective residences, because those community members you see on your visuals have been, doing this sort of work for the past couple of days now, Simphiwe, trying to prevent any possible, looting situation from, happening in their homes. But of course, there have been reports also that this has now began to cause racial tensions among Africans and Indians in this part of the province. I'm going to ask my colleague Nathi Mzimela to walk with me just so we get a sense of how this situation is unfolding and what are the views of ordinary people who are here in the area of Phoenix. Sir, we're going to have to thank you very much for your time and basically talk to us about how long have you been waiting here and how is this situation unfolding in terms of fuel?
Hi, good morning to you. I've been trying from yesterday to get fuel for my vehicle. My vehicle is almost under reserve. Throughout Phoenix, I could not get any fuel. I started today around 6 o'clock looking at all the garages around the area, but nobody seems to be open and nobody seems to be having any fuel left. Even though I live on the same road, I've seen the queue waiting here, but I was not sure whether this garage is going to open or not. I decided to follow the line. I'm here from 7 o'clock, still waiting for this garage to open and still unsure whether we are going to get fuel. Many cars that have been in front of me has already left because they are still not sure whether the owner is going to open the garage for safety reasons or not. So we are still waiting in the queue, but we are unsure whether we're going to get fuel or not. Unfortunately, we have no choice but just to wait and see. And it's also taking a lot of our time and family time that we are here this moment.
Also, sir, there have been reports about racial tensions between the Indian community and Africans in this community. What is your view on the current situation that is unfolding here?
Yeah, it is very unfortunate at this time that we are seeing racial tensions, even though we are living in a society that's supposed to be a democratic society. And I'm very, very disappointed with what's been happening here in Phoenix. I've been living here in this area of Southgate for the last 25 years. My neighbors are African neighbors. We don't seem to be having any problem. But from this time this looting has started, there's a lot of tensions. We are having sleepless nights. We do not know what time of the day we're going to be attacked. Our children are living fearfully, and we are just hoping that everything is calm, and we're calling on the Minister of Police, we're calling on the government to ensure that something happens here in Phoenix where tensions are eased and that we can continue living in harmony, both Africans and Indians, as we used to live prior to this looting that were taking place. Thank you.
But do you think that police are doing enough, though, on the ground to try and manage the situation?
Even though that we have been hearing that the police have been outstretched, from my view, I don't see the presence of police even in my area. But I'm grateful for even the securities especially KZN VIP where I reside. They've been monitoring up and down, and also for the residents that taken their time, even working throughout the night, ensuring the safety of the community in the area that I live. I'm grateful for the frontline workers and all those that are taking time to ensure safety of residents. Thank you.
So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much.
That's the view of one of the residents from Phoenix here, basically taking us through the issue that has been, spoken at length about when it comes to the issue of racial tensions between the Indian community as well as some Africans. But also, let us try and get also another comment from another citizen of this community. Said, you are live on SABC. Thank you very much for your time. You earlier on, we were speaking of air. You were telling me about the increasing tensions that are seemingly unfolding in this community. How do you think law enforcement authorities can go about resolving this problem?
Mfethu angazi ngoba manje khona kuzokwenzeka amaphoyisa bona le mancane kakhulu la ngoba ngathi alawula yibona laba banakhuzana ama citizens ala la ePhoenix. So like mina nje ngoba ngila ngibona ngathi angikho safe ngoba ngeke ngihamba kanzima la basilokhuza lokhu besesha besibuza umudakhi yabo benza yonke lonto. So mhlawumbe amaphoyisa nawo angakubona mhlawumbe kosiza wona amasosha kodwa nawo ukuhamba kwawo nje ngibona ukuthi isimo sizothanda kubanzinyana kakhulu ngoba boye imoto zabantu nje bayishisile mhlawumbe lapha zo7 nje uma ungena yonke le ndawo mhlawumbe inqwaba uma gcina wayibalezini kakhulu sazoba nzima nje.
Thank you very much. Well, that's one of the residents also from Phoenix, basically saying that the issue of racial tensions is indeed visible. I'm going to step out of the shot and ask my colleague Nathi Mzimela just to give you a view of how the situation is looking like as I speak to you. Down there, you see perhaps that black Mercedes-Benz, that is where some of the cars have been torched. They are barricading the entrance to this area of Phoenix. And the people that we spoke to off air as well, they were raising the same issue, saying that they are going to ensure that their property is safe. And because the issue that has been, noticeable from this part of the province as well is that there seems to be, very less police visibility on the ground. And of course, we heard that the minister will be meeting with the Minister of Police will be meeting with the SANDF Defense Ministry, that's Simphiwe Makhanya, together with the Premier of KwaZulu-Natal this morning to try and come up with some sort of solution. Because if you are on the ground, Simphiwe, I can certainly tell you that very few law enforcement authorities are seen here on the ground in terms of trying to manage the situation. Earlier on this morning, we were reporting from Merebank, where incidents of looting continue unabated, and the police were nowhere to be seen, Simphiwe.
It's so unfortunate because it does appear that a Pandora's box is now being opened. It sort of starts a domino effect because it started with the Free Zuma campaign, and then it escalated to issues around hunger, poverty and unemployment. And it now seems to be, a racial issue. And it really is difficult at this point in time to control or for calm to return to that particular area. Now, Simphiwe, thank you so much. I'm going to let you go for now.